Hey everyone, Updog here, and today I got a quick video for you about the most requested quality of life improvements that I ran a poll on Twitch when I was streaming, and also in our Discord server, Brotherhood of the Storm. So this was the results. I wanted to go over the top 10 and wanted to give some other honorable mentions as well. So let's get into it here. First off, the most requested quality of life improvement was some variation of an auto blitz or auto sim blitz, something like that. And I know from talking to the devs that like a full, like let's say right now we have 52 squads, like a full run through of 52 squad sim, and that is not on the table, unfortunately. But what I did see somebody suggest was, can we do them in batches, kind of like we open up orbs 10 at a time, like you see here. Let's see, like this. So can we get a 10x button type of thing to sim blitz 10 squads at a time? So if we could do a 10x sim, 10x squads sim, that would be a little bit better, you know, a little bit more in the right step in the right direction for blitz, making blitz less of a hassle. So that is my suggestion to you, the devs. Now this I'm gonna send this video to the devs directly, so that way they can see it. So yeah, I'll be these will be going directly to them. Hopefully, you know, they'll take these numbers, this data, and be able to see, you know, what people are thinking or what the most popular requests are. The second one is ISO toggle on the squad select screen. So let's go into Blitz here. Speaking of Blitz, let's go into here. So I think most people would like it if you're in this screen right before battle, you'd be able to click like on this ISO button here and be able to change the ISO. So you'd have to have the ISO. Well, I guess you wouldn't have to have it, but I guess if you clicked on here and then it took you into the ISO screen like this, if it just took you boom right into that screen, that way you could change it. That would be a step in the right direction. Now, a over-the-top, overachieving goal would be like just clicking this, and then it would have like a menu of skirmisher, fortifier, whatever ones you've already crafted for that character would show up. So that would be the ideal situation. But even going into clicking here and going into the ISO screen itself, like this screen, that would be 100 times better than what we have to do now. So that was number 2 on the list. As you can see, the Blitz was pretty high. This was still pretty high as well. Then it kind of drops off a little bit, but we'll continue on the list here. So Incursion campaign energy notification. Now, I do believe they've told us that on the home screen, there's not enough room for some mobile devices to fit all the information up here on the top. But I guess a compromise, if that's the case, I think a compromise would be to have like a red dot right up here in the campaigns screen, and then, you know, a red dot here as well when you get to like probably 60, I guess, because that's like half. Kind of like how you have the red dots for these showcase events. You got this red dot here because I have enough energy to I have over 100, so I think that's the threshold. So something like that would be nice. Now, somebody else in Twitch chat had brought up putting a daily objective in there for spending Incursion campaign energy, and it'd probably have to be like 60 or something because it's pretty slow. But that way, it would kind of give you a reminder of like, oh hey, I better go spend that. So either way, personally, I think the red dot would be better, because I know red dots bother people. Some people are bothered by red dots, and that'll just make them remember, hey, I better go check that. So I think the red dot would be better. The daily objective thing is a pretty good idea too, though. So, all right, next on the list we have gear and or ability mats exchange. So if you have, let's go look here. If you have, let me go to a character that I haven't upgraded yet or done very much with. Okay, so I have 70,000 blue mats, right? So if I could exchange those for purple mats, even though I don't personally need to do that, but an exchange system for gear and ability mats would be great. There was close to 70 people that had asked for that. So that was the next. That's number 4 on the list. Number 5, battle replays for your attacks only. We had that in the past. Got taken away, but a lot of people really liked it. They liked learning from their attacks. War captains liked pointing out to people like, hey, maybe you should do this attack instead. And things like that. So, or like, let's say maybe there's a bug that happens, right? It'd be good for that too, to send in to customer service to show them, hey, this is what happened, this is the bug that happened, and all that. So, all right, next one is a banner message from a pinned message in the Alliance chat. So like the leader types in their message, and then you can, I don't know how you would do this, I'm sure they would be able to figure it out, but make it so it stays pinned in the chat at the bottom down here, kind of like the maintenance message, right? That stays there until maintenance is over. Something like that. Now, I would think you'd probably want to have the maintenance message overlay over top of that pinned message from the leader, but if there's a way to either set a timer on that message, or it'll just default to, it'll stay on there for 8 hours or whatever, that would be great. That would be great. So, next thing is make it easier to find the turn order during battle. So let's go see what we're talking about here. So like Electro here has pretty full turn bar, Dark Beast has pretty full, A-Bomb, all of them have pretty full turn bar, right? So it would be nice to get a visual cue somehow, whether it's up here in the upper right, or maybe add another icon above their heads. That might get kind of messy if you do it that way, but do it somehow. Maybe like shrink these icons and like line them up across the screen here, like the next three people or next 3 characters that are gonna get a turn. That would be great, because it would help us plan out our attacks during battle. And then especially with kits that have built-in, speed bar boosting mechanics, like Morgan Le Fay. An older example would be Carnage. Just give us a better idea of who's going next, right? So that's what I mean for that. That would be very nice to have. And then I don't know if I can have an example, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, here we go. So I have all these buffs, right? The next suggestion is to condense buffs or debuffs on the screen. So somehow it would be nice to make them not take up so much space so you can see the characters, especially when you have a full field on your side or on the enemy side if they have a full field and they're just covered in debuffs. It would be easier if they were somehow condensed. Like if you did if you had all these regenerations, just cut it down to 1 and put like a 3 in there somewhere or something like that. Yeah, that was the request, basically, how that boils down. So, all right, the last two. Oh, okay. So, number 9, we have try to reduce reset times and event time, like all the resets we have. So we have the event reset, we have the donations, we have Blitz starts differently. Well, sometimes. Or no, I'm thinking raids. Raids, like the Greek raids, they all start at a different time. Just try to unify more the reset times. So yeah, that was one of the that was number 9. And number 10 would be, there is a big gap in blue 4 ions right now for in-game players anyway, who have unlocked Apocalypse and gotten big Apocalypse, and they've gotten their incursion teams to blue 4 ISO. And so as you can see here, like for me, I almost have 50 million on the blue 5, and I'm only at 13 million on the blue 4. The problem is it takes blue 4 ions and blue 5 to upgrade to blue 5. So if I were to go blue 5 on some characters, I would run out of this pretty quick. So that is the last suggestion. Top 10 most voted on by my poll that I did for quality of life improvements. And some honorable mentions. I got a few here. The first one is auto raid wins in raids. So let's say you on your account, this would be account specific. So if you beat this node right here, if you beat it, it doesn't matter how many times. It could be 10 times, it could be 20 times, however many times the devs decide that would be. But if you can make it so after we hit that number of times, then we can just auto sim it without losing any characters or whatever. Kind of like a challenge, right? Where we've cleared the 3-star. It's like a 3-star system, like on the challenges or the campaign nodes. So if you 3-star it X amount of times, then we can just blow right through it going forward. So that was one of the honorable mentions. Another one is being able to assign raid lanes in the game instead of having to make a map and things. There are some alliance leadership or alliance tools I know that are coming, but if we could make that possible in the game, that would be amazing, I think. Especially speaking as a leader myself. Let's see, farming ISO and earning more ISO. Now this is more for the green ISO, and the people were just asking if we could farm more shards at a time, or maybe guaranteed drops or something like that. Changing that. And then also to go along with that, like maybe be able to favorite certain nodes that you want to farm. So that way you can just, maybe you could add it in the bookmarks screen here, and you can just go hit find and then go farm those nodes that way. And then the last honorable mention, which I think has been requested a long time, is adding the ISO assist or counter information in game instead of having to go into the website and look at it. And unfortunately, lately, I'd say maybe the past 6 months or so at least, that information has not been on the website. So we're kind of striking out there a little bit. And I do understand that, I've talked to TyJ and Toxie, who run the website. They have told us that it is kind of time consuming, but if they knew that it was something that the players, would use, they would try to work that into their workflow. So that's what I got for you on that list. Quality of life improvements. I do have a bunch of other suggestions as far as like changes to the game or suggestions that didn't quite follow into the quality of life section, I guess. So I will be passing those along as well, but I did want to make sure that everybody who contributed knows that they are getting their information passed along. And yeah, I hope this was something that, I hope at least one of these 10 things was something that you are also wanting to see come to the game. And if not, please let me know down in the comments. And appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and keep making suggestions. I'll catch you later.